And now to what could be a crucial day for the president's executive immigration actions, with a hearing in the lawsuit brought by 26 states against those actions set before the federal Fifth Circuit Court tomorrow morning in New Orleans. In the balance, whether a federal judge's decision to block the president's actions remain in place as millions of undocumented immigrants continue to wait in legal limbo. Joining me now to talk about that and more, two Democratic congressmen, Illinois Representative Luis Gutiérrez and Arizona Representative Raul Grijalva. Gentlemen, thank you for being with me.
Pleasure.
Congressman Grijalva, you both are going to be sitting down with the people this is affecting directly tomorrow, DACA and DAPA eligible undocumented immigrants. What do you tell them when there's so much uncertainty about these programs?
Well, I think that, and we're very happy that Luis is going to visit Tucson, Arizona tomorrow, 5:30. We expect a very large crowd, people affected by the injunction and the delay of the executive order. But the intent is to have professional people there, attorneys, counselors, for people to begin their preparation about if they're qualified. But more importantly, to continue to present an optimistic view of what's going to happen, that at the end of the day, these orders are going to be legal and upheld, and as such, people need to be preparing and not to be intimidated by what they see and the rhetoric that they're hearing from the other side.
But Congressman Gutierrez, you know there's a lot of fear in the Latino community. You both see it every single day when you serve your constituents. That fear is not going to go anywhere while this legal limbo continues, and really nothing is being done in Washington as far as immigration reform.
Sure. Look, here's how I look at it. I'm going to be visiting with Raul Grijalva tomorrow in Tucson. The most important thing I'm going to say to people from the very beginning, and I think this is very important, Jose, is that they continue to send fighters and warriors like Raul Grijalva to the Congress of the United States so that we can continue to fight at every level, the judicial level, the executive level. Yes, we may not have opportunities at the legislative level, but Raul and I are going to continue to make sure that this administration keeps its word to the 4 million people that it said it was going to offer an opportunity. Yes, the court may stop them from giving them a work permit, but the only one can deport somebody is the executive branch of government. There isn't a court that can oblige this administration to do it, and there isn't a Republican Party. And so far, so good. So we're going to go, as Raul says, there are going to be lawyers there. They're going to be activists. We want to inform people, and especially because, you know, tomorrow's very important. Last night we were out in Maryland, and we had a huge crowd with Casa de Maryland, and what people are learning, they're learning how to protect themselves. But what's going to be real essential tomorrow is, you know, Raul's on the front line down in Tucson, right along the border. There are a lot of Border Patrol agents, and they need to get an education that the president's executive orders mean prioritize criminals, not children, not the destruction of families, and they need to know that, and we need to prepare people to protect themselves.
Yeah, Congressman Grijalva, you know, in the town hall that I had with the president, he said that there would be consequences for people down the line who don't support or understand what Congressman Gutierrez just talked about. But, you know, there are a lot of families that are being separated that qualify right now under DACA or DAPA, and nothing's being done. That continues, Congressman Grijalva.
It does, and that's the sad reality that we're facing. And Luis knows it, and I know it, and many members of Congress know it. The division in families, the separation. We're going to have three very compelling and telling stories by children. 9-year-old, 11-year-old, and a DACA student that talk precisely to that separation and the fact that for 2 years, this one young man who's in the 5th grade has not seen his mother, and she would qualify under the president's order. And, you know, part of the enforcement issue has to be that to hold true to what the president said. We're after people that are doing harm, not people that are here and doing good and not unnecessarily separating their families.
And
so
finally,
tomorrow,
quickly, yeah, go ahead.
Tomorrow, what we're gonna do is everybody that comes to the event, they're gonna learn how to protect themselves. So let's say they're driving, they went 10 miles over the speed limit. Hey, pay the ticket. But if they take you before an immigration agent because you were driving a car, the punishment shouldn't be deportation. You know, let's go after gangbangers, criminals, drug dealers, people who do harm in our community, not people who are driving their kids to school or to the doctor, people who are just living their lives and working. Let's prioritize the criminals. And we want to teach them how to protect themselves under the president's executive order, because the president told you there are going to be consequences to those who don't prioritize deportation. We also, on our end, have to train people and inform them how to teach those ICE agents to have those prioritizations.
Congressman Gutierrez, very quickly, there are some in the Latino community that are asking you to run for president as a Democrat. Have you been thinking about that?
I am running to the district this weekend with Raul Grijalva. The next day I'll be in Albuquerque. I hope you can come with me to Spokane, Washington the following weekend.
I didn't get an answer on that,
and I'm going to
that?
continue to travel all around this country protecting immigrants. Tucson, you know that's what's in my heart. Running for president, that would not be true to who I am.
I think the issue is that Luis and everybody else has to make sure that whoever is running for president, that this issue of immigration is not on the back burner, that it's front and center, and that the presidential preference of the Latino community has to be that person that responds affirmatively, directly, and very supportive of the families that we're going to be dealing with on Friday.
Congressman Grijalva and Gutierrez, thank you both for being with me. I know Luis Gutierrez gets involved when he starts throwing in some Spanish and has to turn it back to English because I know what we're talking there because we do this on Telemundo as well. Gentlemen, thank you for being with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And in the next hour, we're going to